My name is Kintuilung. I belong to Rongmai tribe and my denomination is Baptist. I hold a degree of Master of Biblical Studies, Master of Divinity and Master of Theology in New Testament. So my area of interest is language. So currently I'm teaching language in the Bible college. So teaching language is very beneficial. Language is like the mathematics. We need to touch with the language every day and we need to update the latest development. So I'm teaching Greek, Koine Greek, which is a New Testament language, and Hebrew, which is an Old Testament language. So while teaching Hebrew and Greek, I can learn so many things from the students, and I can like develop a method to make develop method like to have interest, to put interest in the mind of students so that they can learn the language easily. While I was studying in SCA, I met one New Testament scholar. His name is Dr. Andrew Spurgeon. So while attending class, I got so many insight from his class because he got the meaning from the original language. So Dr. Andrew Spurgeon inspired me to learn Biblical Greek and also like to go further, to get deep into the Greek. So the I can say that I can boldly say that Dr. Andrew Spurgeon is my source of inspiration. Learning biblical language is very important because all the translation Bible versions are not perfect. When we talk about the translation, all the translation are based on the English grammar. But when it comes to biblical language, it has, like for example, English has subject, verb, object. So it cannot be altered because for the English, subject is the main part. Verb and object talks about subject. But for Greek, it has no proper word order. When the Bible writers want to emphasize, they put the word first. For example, when they want to emphasize, for example, they put the verb first, or sometimes they put the object first. So the word orders between English and Greek is different. So because of that, we need to know the Greek and we need to get the understanding from the Greek itself. And number two, English, when in English grammar, when we talk about tense, it has time. But concerning Greek has no like time. It has only expect. This is the latest development. So, for example, English has indicative mood, subjunctive mood, objective mood, and imperative. So, in Greek, indicative mood has time, but the other moods like subjective mood, objective mood, imperative and all these things in Greek has no time. It focuses on action. Now, when we talk about the Bible aspect, it is subjective. Why it is subjective? Because it is about the point of view of the one who considers the word. So, because of this, there's a little difference between English grammar and Greek grammar. So, without understanding the Greek grammar, it will be very difficult. It will be hard for us to understand the deep meaning of the Bible. Let me give you one good example. Matthew chapter 7 verse 7, it says, "Ask and it will be given to you, seek and it will be found." Ask is an imperative, but it's the present tense. That means Jesus Christ is telling us to ask continuously. Don't stop it. But if Jesus Christ said in past tense, for example, in past tense, eris means past tense in Greek. That means only one time. It focuses on one time action. So Jesus Christ said, "Ask and it will be given to you." That is the present tense. That means when Jesus Christ is telling us to ask continually. But if it is in past tense, which is in or aorist, then it will say that the meaning of that past tense means one time asking. So, learning biblical language like Greek will give the deeper understanding of the Bible. English cannot translate it. English cannot put that. And let me tell you other things also. Like English says active voice and passive voice. Greek has three voices, that is active, middle and passive. So my question is, how can we relate the middle voice with English voice? It's very difficult. Till now, most of the grammarians and scholars are puzzling because they cannot get the direct translation of the middle voice. For example, let me give you one good example. In 1 Corinthians chapter 13, it says that when the perfect comes, everything will cease. Paul, that is Greek. So when Paul wrote it, that Paul, he wrote it in middle voice. So here are two arguments. Those who advocate the cessationist view of tongues and everything, they said that when the perfect comes, it is finished. But those who advocate the non-cessationist view, they said that how can the tongues and everything can be ceased itself? For the cessationist, tongues will be ceased itself because it is written in it is written in middle voice. See, we can see the two views from one word. See, this is how we get the benefit of learning the biblical language. There are so many things which we can make a difference by learning the biblical language. For example, Matthew chapter 6, which is the Lord's Prayer, and protect us from the evil. There, Jesus Christ is not talking about the general evil. Because of the article, it's focusing on one evil, which is the Satan himself. Jesus Christ told us that we must pray in this way, that lead us not, but deliver us from the Satan himself. That is the meaning because of the article. See how benefit learning the biblical language. There are so many things which we can discuss, but with this short input, let me go to the next questions. Thank you so much. There is a big difference between Greek and Hebrew, because Old Testament Genesis to Malachi is written in Hebrew, but some part like Israel, they're written in Aramaic. So the difference between Greek and Hebrew is Hebrew has different symbols, alphabets, and Greek is different. And Aramaic is the branch of Hebrew. But when we talk about Greek started from Alexander. When Alexander conquered the Mediterranean world, he introduced the Greek language. The language of the dialect which Alexander was spoken was Attic. That is called Attic, because this Attic is a branch of three main Greek language, where is Doric, Aeolic, and Ionic. So before that, Greek has classical Greek. Those are used by Homer when they are writing things. Homer and some other poets and some other writers. And in the middle is Koine Greek. But after that, we have a modern Greek. So Koine Greek started when Alexander conquered the Mediterranean world. He promoted Greek language, Greek culture, and Greek tradition. But when he introduced the Greek language to the world, it becomes a mix-up. Why it become a mix-up? Because some soldiers of Alexander speak different dialect. So, and there is an Aramaic also speaking people, Hebrew speaking people also there, and also the Latin. So when all these things mixing together, the complexity of Greek, the classical Greek, the complexity of Greek language is become as simple. So when all these languages mixed together, Koine Greek was born. So Koine Greek was used by all the common people when they're writing their wills, they're writing letters, or when they talk with one another, they use it. So this become a common language in the Mediterranean world. That's why New Testament from Matthew to Revelation is written in Greek, which is known as a Koine Greek. Koine means the term Koine means the common. So this is the difference between Greek and Hebrew. But some significant part, like the dual form, is diminishing in Greek. Hebrew has a dual form, but Greek has no dual form. According to when New Testament writers write in Greek, there are so many changes because it is not like a classical Greek. When Matthew write Matthew Gospel, when Mark write Mark Gospel, when John write John Gospel, they write in the Koine Greek, which is a simplified form of the Greek. So this is the difference between Hebrew and Greek. Thank you so much. So there are some misconceptions about learning biblical languages. Some may think that this is only for the gifted people. See, when we learn in MDiv and BTH, we are learning because if we don't get a pass mark, we will not get through the MDiv or BTH. So we are forced to memorize it. We are forcing ourselves into learning Greek and Hebrew to get the marks. So this is the biggest problem. Learning biblical Greek and Hebrew can be done by everyone, because now we can access to many things through Googles and everything. So it's not like before. It's not like before the era of internet. Now we are living in a world where we can access many things through Googles. So it is much more easier than before. So for the misconception which I want to clarify is that learning biblical language Greek and Hebrew are easier than before. We should remove this misconception from our minds. What I want to say is that we can make it familiar and we can understand it by accessing the books, by accessing the Hebrew Bible, Greek Bible through the internet, through Google, and we can get the knowledge of that biblical language. Now, this is not only for seminarians. Biblical language is for everyone. If you know the biblical language and understand clearly, you'll get into deep meaning of the scripture. When you get the deep meaning of the scripture, your ministry will be effective, because you get a clear concept of the scripture, you get the clear meaning of the scripture, you get the deep meaning of the scripture. So biblical language is not only for the seminarians. All common people can also learn it and use it for the glory of God. Because doing mission when you learn biblical language, when we know the deep meaning of the scripture, your ministry will be effective, your mission work will be effective, and your faith will be rooted deep into the Bible. So this is what I want to say, that don't always think that biblical language is only for the seminarian. This is a misconception. Everybody can do it. Now in the modern time, I should say that this is a postmodern time, we can access to everything through Googles and through other means. So learn it. Understand it. You don't have to memorize it. You make familiar with the word, understand it with the explanation, and get into the Bible and do your ministry well. I can assure you that you will be like your ministry, your work and mission will be not like before. It will make a big difference. Thank you so much. And now pastors should have at least a basic understanding of Greek and Hebrew biblical languages, because that would give him more confidence. Greek and Hebrew will, when pastors know Greek and Hebrew, they can access to so many like technical commentaries, Bible commentaries, and they will understand more what this particular passage, particular verses talk about. They will understand more about the context. They'll understand more about the word meaning. They'll understand more about the background. So pastors should have at least basic knowledge of biblical language and biblical language, Greek and Hebrew. They didn't need to master, because if they have the knowledge of biblical languages like Hebrew and Greek, they can help themselves to go deeper, because nowadays there are so many things we can access, because through Google we can get so many things, Hebrew books, Greek books. But if they don't know, they don't have the basic knowledge of Hebrew and Greek, it will be difficult for them to learn deeper Old Testament and New Testament. So they should have the basic knowledge of Hebrew and Greek. So and also, like I said, having the basic knowledge of Hebrew and Greek will give them more confidence, because they'll know the deeper meaning of the particular passage or particular verse. So in my opinion, it is better for the pastors to have a basic knowledge of Greek and Hebrew. So thank you so much. The best method to start learning Greek and Hebrew is, you have to understand that Greek is not like our language. Hebrew is not our language. So we have to memorize it. For example, to learn Greek and Hebrew, we must memorize 50% and we must memorize 50% Hebrew. For example, vowels, we have to memorize it. Alphabet, we have to memorize it. So without memorizing, it'll be very difficult to read Hebrew. And Greek, we have to memorize the alphabets. There are 24 alphabets are there. And there are 7 vowels are there. We have to memorize that. And once you memorize the alphabets and vowels and some grammatical rules, we can give an effort to get familiarity with the word. For example, if you are a seminarian, if you are BTH or MDiv students, you have to memorize it. You have to memorize every word. You have to do the correct translation, and you have to get at least pass mark. But for the non-seminarians, like pastors and some like leaders, someone who is involving Bible teachings. For them, they need to memorize the alphabet and some grammatical rules first. After that, they can make familiarity with the words. How? Because they can access through Google's and download some light materials, and they don't need to memorize it. They can make familiar, and they can understand the word, and they can use in their Bible studies. So this is the difference between seminarians and non-seminarians. Seminarians, they have to memorize it, they have to do the exams, they have to go through the exams, and they have to pass the Greek and Hebrew exams. But for the non-seminarians, we don't need to pass it. We only need to understand it, and we need to apply to the Bible study group. Like, if we don't understand, we won't be able to apply what we have learned. So we need to understand it. We need to learn first and understand it, and we need to apply it. So this is the difference between seminarians and non-seminarians. So since Hebrew and Greek is an ancient languages, we need to give time every day. Like what I'm doing is that I read Greek and Hebrew every day, every morning. Because once I skip for 1 or 2 days, I forget almost everything again. I have to start from the beginning again. So I keep in touch with Greek and Hebrew every day. So in that way, I can come up and I can continue with my teaching easily, nicely, and efficiently. So we need to give time. You can, some like who are convenience, according to your convenience, you can give time. Like some, they want to read in the evening, night time. But there is no a shortcut rules for mastering Greek and Hebrew. The best thing is that you memorize some part, understand it, and through that, and after that, you can you need to keep in touch with the language, so that you can get familiarity with the language, and you understand it and apply it in your study group. This is how you should do. You should start your learning Greek and Hebrew. This is for the beginners. Thank you so much. If anyone have decided to learn Bible and looking for biblical college, you should see what are the subjects they are offering, whether New Testament, Old Testament, church history, missiology, or theology, or even counseling. Now, you cannot randomly go and study anywhere, because if you randomly go and study anywhere, you're going to face a lot of problems. Choosing the biblical college in India, mainly we have we have like Serampur University and ATA, Asian Theological Association, and also some other independent colleges are there, and also NATA also there, and also like now we have MLCU, Martin Luther Christian University. But to choose a Bible college it's not a very difficult task. Easily we can go anywhere. But some students, they're looking at the fees and go to the colleges where the colleges are offering a minimum fees. But my advice is that before choosing the Bible college, number one, if you have decided to if you have decided to learn Bible, number one, what you have to do is that at least you have to finish your degree course. It'll be better if you finish master course, because what you are going to learn, what you are going to study in the Bible college is a book in English. Those books are written by the scholars. So you must finish your degree or master and come to Bible college and study the Bible. And there are so many Bible colleges are there. Some colleges are offering missiology, but they are not offering New Testament and Old Testament. If you want to learn missiology, you better go to that college. You better go to college which are offering missiology department. If you want to learn Old Testament, what you have to know is that you learn Hebrew. So go to the college which is offering Old Testament department, which has also Old Testament department. If you want to learn New Testament, you're going to learn Greek. So go to the college which has a New Testament department. And like if you want to learn biblical counseling, go to the college where you can find a counseling department. Or likewise, you can learn church history and theology. Choose the colleges carefully. Don't look only for the minimum fees, but choose the college carefully which you can get a quality education. So my advice is like which department you want to study, which biblical courses you want to study, like missiology, Old Testament, New Testament, counseling, church history and theology. Choose this carefully and go to the Bible college. So this is my advice. Not all biblical colleges in India don't offer all the courses. Choose this carefully. Talk with the concerned teachers and study there. Thank you so much. From biblical education, what future do we have? This is the question. I should say that there are so many futures. There is just after graduation, the easiest thing you can do is that mission and evangelism. So biblical education is not like engineer, computer science, not like secular education. Biblical education is holistic in nature. Why? Because it will deal about a spiritual life. It will deal about like not only spiritual life. It will be about moral value, and it will deal and also like how to live, how to maintain our physical body also. So nowadays we are looking for a job which give lots of money in return. In simple language, what I want to say about the biblical education is that it is not like a secular education. Biblical education will not give you money. For example, you are not going to work in a corporate world. You are not going to work in a company. You are going to deal with the people who are suffering in many ways. Those who are suffering with depression, those who have physical illness like cancer, you are going to deal with them. And you are going to bring them back to Christ. So, biblical education will not give you will not give you money like a secular education. But we can say that God will give us blessing. What are the blessings God is going to give us? That is the thing. There are so many ways God will give us blessing. In terms of money, in terms of like not only money, in terms of so many material things. What you can do after your graduation is that not only evangelist and missionary, you can teach in the college, you can start your own ministry, and you can be a writer. So, and also you can be a Bible commentators. So, if you are coming up to the level of writing books and to the level of like writing commentaries, to the level of Bible commentators, like you can get a blessing in the way of money. So don't be discouraged that Bible will not give you well. Bible education will give you well, but you have to come up to a certain level, like writing books. And also nowadays, now we are living in a modern world. Through your lecture, through your through your ideas, through your thought, you can start a YouTube channel, and you can make you can earn money. So what I want to say is that but biblical education is not focusing on money and making money, but it's a sacrifice. But if you want to focus on making money, you can come up to a certain level and you can earn money. So we have a future. God has given us many future to reach the unreached and to glorify His name. So biblical education may not give you a money, but it will give you happiness, satisfaction, and blessing in many other ways. It has it deals with a holistic biblical education is to deal with our spiritual life, our physical life, and also our moral ethics. So there are so many future aspects which we can survive through our biblical education. But the difference between secular education is that we are not going to earn money like a secular education. But if you come up to a certain level, you can earn money through your writings and through YouTube channel, through writing biblical commentaries and all. But secular education is like they'll earn money. Like if you join a corporate, if you join a company, it will start from 40,000 direct. But biblical education will not give you direct like secular education. You have to start from the small thing and you have to grow like a tree. So the main thing biblical education is focusing now, yesterday, and also tomorrow is that we are trained to win soul. But in the process of winning soul, God will give us blessing in many ways. God will give us manifold blessing. So this is our future of learning biblical education. This is a future of getting biblical education. Thank you so much. So now the question is, how can you decide that? So which subject I should learn? Like if you learn New Testament, if you want to learn, if you're opting for New Testament, you have to learn Greek. If you're opting for Old Testament, you have to learn Hebrew. So the thing is that not everyone is same, because some are born to be a lawyer, some are born to be a teacher, some are born to be a doctor, some are born to be a missionary, some are born to be evangelist, some are born to be a scholar, New Testament commentators, biblical commentators. So you will know, because some has a good memory and some don't. That is the human nature. So if you when you are opting for New Testament, you have to know that whether like I can memorize Greek word alphabet or not. You have to know that one. If you are very hard to memorize, means you can go for other courses, other department like church history, theological department, missiological department. You have to decide yourself. But if someone is studying New Testament, and if you follow him or her, you will suffer, because he's opting New Testament because he can memorize Greek words a lot. But if you cannot memorize, means you will suffer. So you have to decide for yourself. If you cannot memorize, means you go for other department like theological department, missiology department, counseling department, pastoral and care department. So Greek and Hebrew you can access through the internet, and you can read it and you understand and you can apply in your department. So what we have to do is that know yourself and decide for yourself. That is the best thing to choose which department is good for you and which department is best for you. I cannot decide. I can decide for you. You have to decide yourself. Don't think that learning Greek is higher and learning like theology is lower, missiology is lower. Don't think like that. Everyone is the same, because our goal is the same. Our goal is to win the soul, to reach to the hundreds people, and to save the physical and spiritual body of the people, to bring people to Christ. Our goal is the same. So whether we're learning Hebrew, or we're learning Greek, or we're learning missiology, or we're learning theology, or learning church history, same. So every department are same, because our goal is the same. So choose for yourself what is best for you and do it. Don't think that Hebrew is better, Greek is better, and missiology is like lower, missiology is not better. You are the same. So choose for yourself, decide yourself, and know yourself. Choose for yourself, decide yourself, and go to that. You'll be excel in your department. Thank you so much. Thank you for listening to my talking. Please subscribe and like this channel. Thank you so much.